to a story, and it's suddenly like different feeling. That it follows like this is what happens to all the characters.
Yeah.
It did that with this.
In some seasons, I hated that. Asylum was the worst ending.
Well, it did that here,
Mhm.
and it got me a little weepy. Like
Nice.
I was texting you last night. I'm like,
You
this
said
is
it's
kinda-
sad.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah, and I was like, you're sad.
Because I had to watch it for
Sound
work,
very
and
adult
I'm
that
just
way.
like, fuck, man. But then it took a twist at the end that I wasn't expecting.
Did you like it though?
Yes,
Okay.
I did. I thought it was really
Well, it's
well
on your
done.
winners list, so yeah.
I thought this season was a mess,
Yeah.
just like Ryan Murphy shows in general. But I feel like the way he ended this season puts probably Hotel.
Sorry. We actually went live.
I'm gonna. Oh, like that's creepy.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I'm just like watching you from like 2 minutes ago. Anyways, American Horror Story Hotel finale. I thought it was really well done. Oh, just
Watch the batteries. Yeah, they look great. We have 2 watchers. So to those of you who, hope there's sound. No idea. Or not. Stop looking at yourself.
this is just strange. So those are my winners.
That's it.
That's it.
It's a short list.
Thanks, man. I worked.
Manhattan, Moonbeam City, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Gallivant, American Horror Story. Okay. I'm caught up on The Expanse. I don't know if you are. This is Sci-Fi's
I'm
new
not at all. That's a
space
show. That's a show that requires brain power
Oh yeah, you gotta
and
focus.
attention,
Yeah.
and I never have that now.
That's fair. And every week it's just like, we'll sit down, my wife and I are like, okay, The Expanse. And we'll start watching about 5 minutes. We're like, wait, what happened? Like, and we have to,
Yeah.
I still don't know the full storyline. I know that there's Mars, there's a terrorist organization, there's the Belters, there's a lot going on. That said, I love all the characters. I love all the actors and actresses. I think they're selling it, and I love it. But I do have to do a quick catch up every week, and they do the previously on The Expanse, but it's not super detailed. Amazingly enough, and I'll give them credit for this, their Facebook page. I liked their Facebook page or Sci-Fi's or something. And when you scroll by, you know how videos will autoplay on Facebook now.
Yeah.
They did a very smart thing where they'll do about a even less than a minute recap with subtitles playing as a video. So I'll scroll by and I'll be like, oh, Expanse, I like this. And it'll be 2 scenes from Expanse that kind of tell the story of the week before. I'm like, that's really smart. So I in a weird way, get caught up through social media just by seeing it on the app. Expanse is still fucking fantastic. I've invested in all the characters. I love Thomas Jane in this. I think it's one of my favorite things he's been in.
I think this role was meant for him.
I totally agree. He's,
You know what I
he's
mean?
a gumshoe.
When you read
He's a
about
space gumshoe.
when you read about the fact that he was up for Rick,
Yeah.
the role of Rick
Yeah,
on
Rick
Walking
Grimes,
Dead,
yeah.
I can't even imagine that now.
I can see that.
He was great in The Mist.
Yeah, but I think he's so good in this. But I mean, he's silly. He's not silly, but it's it's a gumshoe. It's a noir thing, and it's so
Yeah.
over the top. But and especially this episode this week, episode 6, hands down his best episode to date of The Expanse. I also watched a show that just started, and I believe it's in season 2, called Chicago Med.
Oh no, this is its first season.
Is it its first? So I watched episode 2 then.
Chicago,
I'm sorry,
this is
episode
your
4.
winner, really?
Yeah, Chicago Med. And to be fair, we don't have Fence this week. It'd probably be on the Fence because it's not a show I'm going to watch
Well,
again.
the thing about this show is they just had a huge crossover event between Chicago Med, Chicago PD, and Chicago Fire a week ago.
And I don't know if you remember this, but Chicago PD was a show that I picked
Yeah.
last season for us that I
So,
just watched out of the blue and I'm like, I really
they-
like this show.
They had a giant crossover event between
Makes sense.
those 3 shows.
Wait a minute. Okay, good. Because I liked the episode, but that makes a lot more sense. It was probably about chemotherapy because it ended on all these things are connected. I'm like, okay, and then the credits were like, what the fuck are you going to do about it? So I'm actually really glad you told me that. That makes a lot more sense because I was like, does the show always do this? Did they just not solve anything at the end?
Yeah.
But it's the new ER. If you liked ER, Chicago Med is ER. It just is.
Well, they also got a Code Black. Don't forget about Code Black. That's also ER now. That's CBS's ER.
Have you watched that?
Nope.
Okay.
Saw a clip the other day and it was just fucking laughable.
Oh, I really, it has strong talent. It's got a lot of really good actors. I went in not really expecting anything at all. I just try to watch everything. What is it? You want more of you?
I'm just trying to see what's going on this
Yeah.
this computer monitor. There's no one watching.
It's not true. There are 2 people watching. They're right there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm probably one of them, though.
It's great.
It's alive. There we go. Christine Cadman. Hey, Christine. Thank you for sticking it out with us. I'm sorry that sorry it didn't work. But now it will forever.
So now when I talk about my penis, I actually have to give visual proof that it
Yes.
exists.
Yes, and there'll be better
So we'll get us banned
quality next
really
time.
quickly.
Yeah, this is
Yes,
fantastic.
my penis will be very better
A
quality.
lot of
next
dick
time.
on the show. The theme is mostly dick.
It's mostly dick.
My next one is I agree with you on Galavan. I'm so glad that it's back. And this one, I've got, excuse me, sort of a random tangent on my way out the door on this one, but this one actually came out last year in around June or July, but it's just now on Hulu. It's called Deutschland 83.
Yes, you
I
texted me
texted
this
you about
yesterday.
this.
I got this screener in the mail from IFC or BBC like a year and a half ago, and I never watched it.
Okay, so it came out, well, it wouldn't have been that long ago. It came out halfway through last year, through 2015. Deutschland 83. What a fascinating series. It is simply, it's about the Cold War, and it's the Cold War told through the point of view of an East German kid who gets dragged into this whole espionage of basically trying to find out the American secrets and trying to find out Germany's own secrets, East Germany's own secrets about what's going to happen in the Cold War and about nuclear weapons.
Did I say I got it a year and a half ago? I meant a year ago. It's 2015.
As I said, yes, it aired halfway through 2015.
Yeah, Jack,
June
it
or
came out.
July.
It came out in 2015, Jack.
Yep, that's what I said. So it's on Hulu now. Again, it's on Deutschland 83. Now, mind you, much like I told you this, much like Narcos, you can't just put it on and like go do things. It's all in German, and it's all subtitled. And but I really have to push this. I have a short attention span.
You said it's on Hulu. It's also on Amazon.
That's great. I didn't know that. That's fantastic.
Speaking of Amazon, sorry, go on. I'll say this after.
Thank you.
It's late. And
The concept is simply
yeah,
this: it's a teenage boy who gets dragged into the Cold War as an agent, trying to stop everyone from destroying East Germany, essentially. The lead actor in this is fucking amazing, and it has, you know, in those in like every heist movie, there's a moment where he breaks in and he's got to get the papers and he's got to like open the folder, crack the safe, take a quick photograph, get out, and it's like a tense moment. The music, and like you know the guy's gonna walk in the door any minute.
Yeah.
Imagine that for like 30 minutes every fucking episode.
Wow.
It's so tense. You kind of have to take a break after a couple because it's always that.
The actor in this, his name is it's Jonas Ney,
Yes.
and all of his stuff is German. He's never done
He
American
is
TV.
phenomenal. He's not only because, I don't know, you sort of have an expectation that he's going to be like born, that he's
So
just
Terrence would know about him.
maybe he would. You have an expectation that he'd be kind of like hardened or something, or like the cool guy. He's not at all. He's totally doddering, and that's kind of the
Why
fun
would
of
you
it.
say that? Because he's German.
Kind of, yeah. Well, and he has that
Racist.
look about him.
You racist
He has that
motherfucker.
hero look to him. It's an amazing show, Deutschland 83, and what's really fun about it too is because it's the Cold War. They really go into like the music of the era, so it's a lot of. And what's funny is in the first episode they played 99 Sikluff Balloons like 3 times, and I'm like, all right. And at one point he walks into a party and they're playing it, and they're like, everyone's playing this stupid song. We get it. Like they're tired of it in East Germany. They're like, we get it. We had one song that made it in American charts. We can stop playing our song now, and that's the joke. Because but the music is just amazing. A lot of Bowie and stuff like that in there. It's so good. I'm coming into it late. Like I said, it launched last year. For those of us watching on video, my wife just woke up, and that scares her. You get spooked
I
by
get spooked very easily.
human interaction. And listen, you're going to totally make fun of me. I've got a show and then another not show, and then I'm out. I found out that Hulu has Taxi, so I started watching a ton of Taxi.
Oh, such a great show.
No joke. Holds up better than almost any show that I've ever watched.
Taxi is one of those shows when I was a kid I discovered late at night when I should
Yeah.
have been asleep.
My parents watch it. They love
I should have been asleep.
Yeah,
I felt
yeah.
like I discovered something that I wasn't supposed
It's
to
dark.
see.
It feels dark.
It's dark. It's gritty.
The opening is sad.
It's dangerous.
It is dangerous. And you know what's great? I highly recommend it. It's on Hulu right now. The ones you remember, grab a couple. And I started with the silliest. I was like, oh, and Andy Kaufman, like when he and Simca like got divorced or whatever. Like that was pretty funny. I want to watch that one again. But then as I watched more, there was like Alex Riga goes through, which is Judd Hirsch, of course, goes through his gambling addiction, and he's doing it with Christopher Lloyd. And like, I mean, it's the
Danny
talent on it.
DeVito-
Danny DeVito's on it. Like,
Danny DeVito almost didn't get that role. Like there was a story I remember hearing
it's
about
fantastic. Yeah.
how he went in and auditioned
Yeah.
and basically was, I forget the name of his character.
Louis De Palma.
He was Louis from
Yeah.
the time he entered the room
Right.
until the time he left, and completely left casting completely off guard. They just thought he was a dick.
Right. They're
Almost-
like, we hate this guy.
he
We don't want to
almost
work
did-
with this guy. He's
He
the
almost
worst.
didn't get the role.
Yeah, that's funny because he came in too hard.
Yeah.
It's silly for me to talk about a show that's that old, but
It's not,
I
because
say only like
Always
this
Sunny in
because
Philadelphia is coming back, and you can kind of like look at him now and
Sure.
look at him then.
yeah. I showed it to my wife. Watched a few episodes with me. She'd never seen Taxi before,
Really?
and it runs differently than any other sitcom that I can think of, especially that time period. In that it's not tight. It's like a stage play. In that they ad lib a lot. Even you can hear them when they'll just make someone will walk in a room. They'll be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And they're not. It's not written, and they just play off of each other. And it was a really good show.
Yes.
I was surprised at how well it held up. Actually.
That's on Hulu?
Yeah.
I
Because
want to
like
revisit that. That was one of my
I
favorite shows.
highly
in the
recommend
80s.
it. Yeah, there's a lot of those from that era that when you rewatch them, you see that they're very paced. They got to their jokes. They got in. They got out. MASH would be a great example where they were just like joke, 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 out. MASH was a very good show, and they had their sad episodes, but it was very bam, bam, bam. Taxi was very loose. It was very stage play. It was a really cool show.
What's different between those two is that MASH didn't have an audience. They didn't.
Correct.
Have
They had a laugh. No, they had a laugh track, but they didn't have an audience.
Right. Okay. Taxi did.
Live. Yeah, I think it was live studio, so I'm not positive. But and I watched an episode where Jim Ignatowski, which is Christopher Lloyd's character, gets dragged into work as a TV exec because of his ideas, and it's Martin Short is the exec. And it's just so weird to see like little baby Martin Short as this character. Anyway, I know that's.
I always think of One Floor Was the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yes.
When I think of Taxi,
because half the cast is.
Yeah, it's exactly
actually,
right.
Yeah, that one guy who's he's the one guy who has that very specific look. Who plays you know him as a character actor. He's a giant head. He's in like every movie.
Brad Dourif.
No, but close. He was the guy in the movie Ghost where he taught him how to flick bottle caps. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He has a very distinctive look.
Yes, I know who you're talking about because when I was in high school, people used to say I looked like him.
I'm sorry. He plays Ladka and Simka's priest. And with this, by the way, I watched 3 different episodes about, I mean, look, you're talking about, I'm sorry, I just lost the actor's name who plays Ladka.
Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman, who like they literally invented a language that like they all actually stuck with, and it's all gibberish, but it's brilliant. Like it's anyway. And then finally, not a show, but a game based on a show. Pocket Mortys. The app came out.
All right.
I can't.
I'll give
stop.
it to you.
I can't stop. It's all. If you like Rick and Morty, you have no excuse not to play this game. It is literally Pokemon, the original Pokemon with Rick and Morty. It takes a little bit of getting used to.
Never played Pokemon.
Well, here's my favorite part: is that video games have this.
Look, we're on video. I'm going to eat a snack.
A lot of video games have a system where it's this sort of Rochambeau type system where like that's a water type, that's a fire type, and I'm like I can't remember what the fuck does what. What I love is that Rick and Morty literally made it rock scissors paper. So it's like he's paper type. Cool, I know that scissors beat that. Like it's so easy and fun, but it's also very challenging. Have I already given it money? Maybe. It's a free game. You can give it money. If you're an idiot like me, I've already given it $3, and I don't regret it because I got Mermaid Morty. And it's you get to see all the Ricks from different worlds, and I'll show you actually after we stop. I've gotten to the artist known as the scientist known as Rick, who is Prince Rick. I've gotten to Miami Rick, and these are the people you fight, and then they all have different Mortys. So I have Rabbit Morty, Mermaid Morty, Scruffy Morty, and Spoon Morty. I think everybody's my team right now. Fantastic game. If you like Rick and Morty, you kind of have to play this game.
When I have the time, I will.
I can't recommend it enough, and I kind of can't stop playing it either.
You have a problem.
I do.
Just in general.
I think you can talk to the camera now. Sorry about the technical issues for the 2 people that are watching, one of which is me, I think. Let's see. Any comments? Let's see. Christine is a trooper. Christine's stuck with us, and I think is literally the only good. And she just finished watching episode 10 of Ash vs. Evil Dead.
That was one. I'm sure that you will agree with me, Christine, that Ash vs. Evil Dead, the finale, was the best episode of the season.
Wow.
They pulled out all the stops.
I know they go back to the house.
They go back to the house.
It's awesome.
And I wrote up an article about this. They do a lot of inside references to the original Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, and the Evil Dead remake.
Really?
Yeah, there's very, I noticed, just tonally speaking, that I wrote a thing about it. Because I'm like, someone else has to be wondering.
Yeah.
Like in the rain, outside the cabin, the way it
interesting.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
But not, as we've covered before, not Army of Darkness, because they don't have the rights to that. They skipped that one. That's not part of the trilogy.
Yeah.
Or the series, rather.
They did the closest thing they had to Army of Darkness is they had a montage of him, like, taping his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the close-up, quick shots of him putting stuff together.
That's every
episode. Well, that's not every one. But it's...
Yes. Okay, so I believe
Loved
that
episode 10, Jack, is what I'm saying. You need to get
can't wait to
caught
see it.
up.
I will absolutely catch up.
You don't have a job right now. All you
finish
can do is
Start
watch
Tuesday.
television.
I got to finish up on Manhattan. I got to finish Walking Dead. I got to finish.
No, your priority.
Oh, and I watched
hold
the
on.
second episode of Man on the
Hold
High
on.
Castle.
Hold on. Your priority is Fargo. You don't care about The Walking Dead.
Of course.
Remember?
Did I say Walking Dead? That's not what I
You
meant to
did
say.
say you don't give a shit about The Walking
I don't.
Dead.
I meant to say
You're-
Ash versus Evil Dead. I don't care about
Where
Walking
does
Dead.
Fargo lie in this?
It should be top. But I wait for my wife to watch it with her, and then I watched second episode of Man on the High Tower. Really enjoyed it. I admittedly kind of jumped in without rewatching the pilot because I'm like, I ain't got time for that. And I really enjoyed it, but it admittedly was a little confusing because it kind of has a similar storyline to Deutschland '83, so I kind of have to separate those two a little bit. But
I haven't.
the iconic visual of Man on the High Tower episode 2, they really push it even further. And in fact, I don't think we saw this in episode 1, but in episode 2, you actually see Nazi armbands with red, white, and blue armbands. It's
Really?
the weirdest thing.
Wow.
Like, your brain can't wrap itself around it. Mine couldn't anyway.
Don't
It's
tell me
weird
what my
to see.
brain can do.
Good luck with your brain.
I was valedictorian, Jack. My
Were you
brain
really?
can do. Yeah, I was.
Congratulations.
Thanks. 14 kids in my class. Let's just remember that little fact.
My class had 4 valedictorians somehow. I know. They all got 4.0.
I had 4.5. It's okay though. I did a lot of extra credit. I was one of those kids.
Thank you for joining us. Let's see.
Thank you for joining us, Christine.
Yes, literally. It's us and her.
Like I told you,
She's my
12
new
o'clock-
favorite
12 o'clock in the
clinker.
morning, we're not going to get a lot of people tuning in. to
Well, this video is
music.
going up tomorrow, though, and then everyone can watch this part. Sucker!
They're just going to watch the last
Well, I'm
10
going to cut it,
minutes.
obviously. I'm going to try. And next time it will actually work. So thank you for joining us.
Next time, he says.
And this video, I will put it up. My YouTube channel is also Flatline Jack, so if you go to youtube.com/Flatline Jack, you'll see this video will be whenever the video started working, so it's probably going to be about 20 minutes. If you want to see our beautiful faces talking at 2 in the morning about, 1:30 in the morning, Aaron will correct me, about television shows.
I didn't say shit.
You can find us on Twitter at punchdrunk_TV. You can find me at Flatline Jack. You can find Aaron at Aaron Flux.
You can find me in the club, popping bottles full of bub.
I don't think that's true.
You don't know. You don't follow me
You
around
ever-
every
you
day.
ever
You
done
don't
that?
know where I
I've
go.
never actually done that
Popping bottles full of bub
in the club.
in the club,
When did you do that
getting
last?
chips.
Give me a date.
You're married. You don't need a date. That's right.
Woof.
1:30 in the morning. That's what
Woof.
you get from me.
You can also find us on Facebook, of course, at Punch Drunk TV. And please, feel free to comment on this one. You can comment about how the video didn't work. Until
Not
the very
my
end.
fault.
My bad on that one.
If I was planning this, it would have worked.
I think we know that's not true. I think historically for this show, we know that's not
I
true.
would have done the research and had it ready.
Too many examples where you're wrong.
Sound like you're gonna have a stroke.
Yep. So thank you for listening, and for one of you, thank you for watching. And Joey, thanks for trying to watch. And
And I would like to thank my wife for putting up with me every day. And I would like to thank Cheese for tasting good. Are we just
Yeah.
thanking?
Christine also noticed we had so many references and so much blood and so much amazing in the last episode of Walking Dead. And she says thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
We're gonna do this every time.
We did have so many references.
No. That was Walking or Evil Dead.
No, but we did too.
Anyway. Please tune in next week for the next episode of Punch Drunk TV, where there are more TV shows that we might not be watching yet. I mean, we
Hey,
had
Agent Carter comes back next week.
fantastic. We also sat through Shades of Blue and Second Chance for you. So, is there anything else that we're not watching that we should be watching that we might be missing? Please go on to our Facebook page or to our Twitter and tell us what we should be watching. And I hope that you all took my advice last week of Great British Baking Show.
You saw Rachel's
Because
comments, right?
the best.
Because that show's been
Yes.
up there for a while, and she's so happy to be
It
watching.
hasn't been up there that long. It hasn't been featured on YouTube for very long. Excuse me,
Netflix.
on Netflix.
Kelly was
Um,
watching it months ago.
Oh,
It's
it's
been
so
good.
good. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, thank you for joining
Hey,
us.
Hell's Kitchen comes back tomorrow, guys. Today.
You hit the button,
What if I
and I'll
don't?
hit this button.
What if I don't?
Then we go forever, and it sucks.
You're not really selling me on this.
Nope. You should hit the button and leave my home. And we'll see you guys next week. And we will see you. Well, we won't see you. You will see
No,
us
don't tell them that.
next
we will,
week.
We will see you because we have magic computers.
That is how it works. And also, Christine also watches Great British. I love this. We have literally one viewer, and I kind of dig it. Christine, you're the one. You're the magical clinker.
You're the one.
And if you listen, if you watch our live stream next week at YouTube/FlatlineJack, you will be. We'll talk about you a lot. I guess if you want to be on our show,
Maybe we should
you better
create
watch
our
that
own
live. You better
YouTube
stay up way
channel.
too late.
We create our own.
Undoubtedly. But I knew you wouldn't do it, so I did it this way. All right, we'll see you next week, and please have a wonderful week and let us know what we should be watching, and please leave your comments on our Facebook page and let us know what we missed. And if you agree, did you guys watch Shades of Blue and think it was any good? Did you watch Second Chance and think it was any good? Because, yikes, tell me what you found that you liked. All right, please hit the button.
Okay, I'm hitting it
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Okay. But not for you, Christine.
Jesus Christ. This is the creepy part. Getting up close and personal.
All right, killing the stream. Thanks for watching.